Just check we're recording. Great. Let's go. Speaker view. Okay. That's no good. I'm not seeing what I need to see. That's the one I need to see. Okay, great. Good. We're all here. Let's start. Let's just shake out. Loosen up the wrists. Roll the shoulders. Just going to tilt the angle of the screen so you can see my feet as well. Roll the shoulders, just loosen up. Feel you're rolling them in a circle, so as if your shoulders are going round to the outside, opening, expanding wide, and up and down. So opening up the chest, opening up the back. And the other way around. Bringing a big range of movement into the upper body. Just fold at the hips and just let the body hang. Keep the knees bent, don't lock the knees. Keep the knees lightly bent. Feel grounded in the floor, but soften in the hips. And if you can, if you feel comfortable, just let your head go, let your arms go. And just by shaking the hips, like your arms are just like an elephant's trunk, turning from side to side. Let the arms swing. Let the head go. Soften into the hips. Loosen the lower back. You don't have to go so low down, just wherever you're comfortable. And coming out of this one, always bend the knees first, always bend the knees. And push up from the legs. Let the back uncurl. I'm doing a stretch for the back of the legs. So that's just standing on one leg. The heel of the other leg, there's no weight in the right foot, all the weight in the left. And again, I'm folding at the hips until I just feel the pull on the back of the leg, just warming up that muscle on the back of the leg. And I can move up and down into that stretch a little bit more each time. Same on the other side. All the weight on the right leg, just the left heel on the ground, there's no weight. I fold the hips, pulling up the toe, just until I start to engage that muscle behind the left leg. You'll feel it in the calf and in the thigh, behind the knee. You never want to hyperextend the knees. The legs always relaxed and soft rather than push backwards. You don't really want to tighten the leg and push the knee back. Just getting that stretch under there. And you can extend it just by pulling on the toes a little bit, either lifting them up yourself or pulling with that fingers just to increase the stretch. And then you can stabilize yourself if you want to on the wall or just by dropping onto the foot. Just rotating the hip joint and the knee. A few times in each direction. If you need the stability, that's fine. If you find yourself wobbling, relax down. One more just to loosen up with the feet parallel, head top, just turning from side to side. As I move on to the left foot, you can see the right heels come off the ground. As I move on to the right foot, my weight's over the right, my left foot comes off, the left heel comes off the ground. This produces a nice, the hips turn, the shoulders turn a little bit more, and I get a nice gentle twist into the spine. Try and keep the head top upright. These aren't particularly Tai Chi moves, but they're moves that get some flow going inside the body, get some movement going inside the body, wake up and bring our focus into the sensations of the body. And I'll always do a few these type of simple exercises just to loosen up, especially in the morning. If you feel a bit stiff or something in the morning, especially, you know, the way a cat would or a dog would stretch, it's a similar sort of thing. You just let the muscles elongate and the body feels a little bit better. Then we're ready to start the Tai Chi. And that session can be as long as you want it to be. Adding in any type of other exercises, you know, a yoga pose or anything like that just gets you loosened up a little bit. What makes the exercises Tai Chi rather than just these other type of exercises we've just done? Well, there are principles of Tai Chi, underlying principles that we try and bring into every single posture we do. And they all form, they all overlap with each other. And being upright, obviously, is the main important one in Tai Chi. And if I'm doing this exercise and I'm not upright, well, it's an exercise, but it's not Tai Chi because that principle isn't being maintained. And it's not about getting it absolutely right. I don't have to be absolutely upright the whole time, but I'm working with it. And if you're working with a principle, if you're trying to maintain an understanding of what it feels like to be upright, and you're working with an exercise, then you can say to the best of your ability, you're training that principle in your exercise, in your practice. So with that in mind, and with the feet parallel, make that tripod in each foot, the ball of the foot, the outside edge of the foot, and the heel. They're equally weighted. So you get it like a tripod in each foot with the ball of the foot, the outside edge, and the heel equally weighted. So you have to move your center forwards or backwards until you just find that place where, okay, I'm just settled in the center of the foot. And then you can drop your tail by softening the thigh muscles. Just drop your tail as if there's a weight hanging from your tail. Down, 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 sinking with the knees lightly bent, and you start to feel that connected place. So the idea of letting go and releasing to become stable is an important principle of Tai Chi. And if I'm doing the exercise and I'm all up in the air like an inverted triangle, and I'm upright, but I'm not released, again, I'm using one principle, but not both principles. So upright and settled. The upper body, lifted up the sternum, this distance open, the head lightly rotated, so the chin drops and the back of the head lifts, as if we're held up by the crown. Now I'm going to do the same exercise, but this time I'm sinking as I move across. Feel that connection in the foot, feel that stability. I'm moving back, I'm upright, and I'm sinking as I move onto the right foot. Turn back, upright, sinking. I'm not just turning, I'm not moving with my upper body, I'm not throwing myself towards the foot, I'm changing the leg, softening the leg, and letting my whole body weight press down into the foot. Feel that connection in the foot. The whole body feels stable over the foot, and there's probably a little bit of weight, just the weight of the leg probably in the opposite leg, but most of my weight's here. And then I'll turn back. I'm square, facing you now. To move to the side, soften the hip joint, let the hip joint fold. Maintain your upright posture, soften the leg. Sinking. 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 As you move, you're sinking. You're not moving across and then sinking. You're sinking in order to move. Sinking, upright and sinking. Sinking. And sinking is only a small distance because it's a softening of the muscle. So you're not like bending your knee and going down a long way. You're just Softening the leg gently and letting your upper body press into your leg, and you'll feel that in the ground. And now, as we do this exercise, we're maintaining our upright quality, and we're maintaining the sinking through the body and the grounding. So we've got two principles working together. This is the way we build our Tai Chi practice. Every time we move, we're aware of our posture, to listen out really carefully for any time we collapse or any time we're holding on too much, and sinking. If you go too quickly in your practice, so you do this, all of a sudden I'm not sinking anymore. I haven't got the speed, I haven't got the timing to really concentrate on how my muscles are softening and changing. So if I go too quickly, I might find that I'm managing to maintain my upright quality. I'm not sinking in the body. So I'll slow it down. I'll slow it right down. So I can hold both of those ideas together. Softening, upright, grounded, all the weight across. Next exercise. Feet parallel. Bend the knees, fold the hips. Use the legs, push the fingertips up. Back here, stretch the chest, long in the back of the neck. There's the straightening and lifting of the body. Now release straight down. Release on the inside of the body and also the outside of the body, until everything finishes and the thumbs just touch the thigh. Fold. Bring the mind inside the body. Feel the legs change. Feel the abdomen soften. Feel the chest and shoulders drop. Let your body weight go. And feel the stability of your body weight resting in the feet, upright and stable. Use the legs, pushing up. As soon as you reach the top, you'll feel the whole body opened up like a stretched elastic band, and release. Releasing inside the whole time. You're settling right from the top until your thumbs touch the side. Fold. Doesn't matter how low you get, wherever's comfortable. Some people will get right down like this. Some people just to here. For yourself, where's comfortable? Fold your hips and fold your knees, and where's comfortable is for you. Use the legs to push up the whole time. Keep breathing in, keep pushing up, keep pushing up, keep pushing up, keep pushing up, until you reach the top, stop pushing up, and then change. Straight down. Breathing in, stop pushing up, release. When you get to this position, scan through all the sensations through your whole body. Notice if there's anywhere that you can just let go a little bit more. Maybe you're still holding the weight of your arms and you need to soften the whole muscles around the neck and the middle back and the shoulder, to drop your shoulder so your arm feels like it's pulling down on your shoulder. You can feel that pull of the weight of your arm. Maybe you're holding. Maybe you need to drop a little deeper, and you can notice what you can do. We can only do what we can notice. Can't do more. I can ask us to do all sorts of things, but from your point of view, when you're practicing, you need to bring your own awareness to your body, to your sensations, so that when I say go into a posture like this, it's more than just where you put your thumbs, one span from the body and the hand. It's the feeling and the quality of release as well. That becomes part of the practice to develop a very strong sensation of how we hold ourselves, sensation in the muscles, sensation of what we do with our bodies, sensations of where we're holding, where we're releasing, on and on and on, refining it. So this is the practice. Hands are crossed at the height of the throat. I'm going to turn my hips to the corner. The center of the palm goes one way, the elbow opposite. I drop the shoulders and stretch. Again, you feel that pull under the arm, the same sort of feeling as we had when we went into this stretch. Same sort of pull underneath the leg is here in the arm. Body's upright, connected, released. Coming back, nice round circle, all the joints are open. Turn to the corner, the thumb and finger at 90 degrees, center of the palm vertical, pushing out, dropping the arch shoulders, stretch. On the out breath. As you drop into the stretch, maintain your focus on being upright. Maintain your focus on being released. So we're doing the posture, but quite a bit of the focus is on the sensations in the body of being upright and of being released. Staying connected rather than being all tight and up here and just focusing on doing something with our hands. Our mind, our awareness spreads throughout the whole body to include the weight of the body pressing into the feet and onto the ground, the crown of the head lifting to the heavens. We're between the earth and the heavens in a relaxed state, stretching sideways. We're bringing the principle of being upright and vertical. We're bringing the principle of being released and grounded. We're scanning through our bodies and we're listening for any part of our body that we can release a little bit more. Good. So we're going to, should feel that. I can really feel that in the arms now, and that's a nice opening for the body there. I'm going to put us onto speaker again. I'm going to see if there's any questions or any observations before we go into the form section of the class. Because what I'd like us to do is to try and bring these ideas into the form. So as we go into, say, a posture ward of left, we're upright, we're released and grounded to not just the posture, not just the shape of the posture, but the quality of the posture too. Feel the feet, feel the weight of the body, feel the shape of the posture and the direction and the accuracy of the posture, but the quality of the posture too. Then we can say we're doing Tai Chi. Okay? So I just wanted you to make sure there's an understanding of that before we go into the form. So I'm just going to unmute us just for a second. We've got time to, can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So just a second, if there's any questions or any thoughts before we go into the form section of the class. That's good for me to know about. Yeah, Amanda.
I was having problems when I got my hands up here and was bringing them down. This
Yeah.
one came down quite happily. That one sort of almost clicked, so that I really felt uncomfortable putting that one down.
Okay.
Go on doing it until it's easy, or might I do any damage?
Be careful how it goes up.
Right.
It's often how it goes up, and because when we're lifting, we're activating the muscles, we're contracting the muscles to lift the body, and what stops it coming down is that contraction's still in the muscle. So
Right.
careful how it goes up. It may not want to go so high.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
So basically, the principle there would be really listening carefully to yourself and going to the soft limit that feels comfortable for you. Don't do anything that feels uncomfortable.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Good. Would that be a good, Ros? Would that be a good?
You can say Ros and Ben now, because Ben's probably more up to date.
We're lucky we got 2 physiotherapists in the class. But probably not. You know, I'm a bit concerned what I say, really.
Don't be, because I think Tai Chi is, I would say, you said the absolutely right thing. Just watch, because otherwise, if she's pushing up, she's hiking. Ask Ben, what do you think?
Yeah, I think my advice would be to listen to your body and not push into too much pain or discomfort. And I'd say probably you can adapt that to how far you want to go, if that sounds okay, like, you know.
Yeah. I think it's good, you know. I think all the exercises are adaptable. If we can stay within, if we understand the principles, then all the shapes that we do, doesn't matter if they're slightly different, because everybody's different when we do Tai. Everyone's completely different. Everyone's got different shaped bodies. Everyone's been through different experiences in their lives, injuries, whatever, mobility, but the principles can stay the same, consistent. And this idea of going to our soft limit is a really nice thing about Tai Chi, is that we're listening to ourselves while we move, right? Not just pushing into the exercises and going through them. Yeah, so have a listen to that shoulder and see what it's telling you.
Yes, thank you.
Great, let's go through some form then. I'm going to put us back on mute if that's okay. Let's start. I'm going to face the opposite way. The heels lightly touch. The feet are at 90 degrees to each other, like a penguin. Tongue's on the roof of the mouth. Lifting the chest, lifting the crown of the head, and then releasing. As we release, we feel the body lightly press onto the ground and onto our feet. The middle of the finger on the crease of the trousers, one fist between the body and the elbow. So the shoulders drop. It's as if the shoulders are dropping outwards and downwards, and that puts the elbow in that position. It's as if the chest is like a big ball, and the shoulder blades are just dropping, and the shoulders just dropping over and down the outside of that ball. We wait. We're waiting for all the ripples, like when we throw a stone in the water, to subside, and the body just to feel, here I am. Here I am. Simple. Feeling the body, feeling the sensations, feeling connected. Bend the knees. Take the body down about an inch. Pass the weight to the right foot until the left is free. Pass the foot across. There's no weight in that left foot. It's just moving across. The outside edge of the foot is now facing straight ahead, 12 o'clock. Turning the hips as I move, maintaining my upright position, sinking through the body. Stable and upright. By the time I finish the movement, all the weight is over the left. And I'm upright and I'm sunk on the left. Turn back. As I turn back, the hands turn hips turn in, the right toes turn in, sink onto both feet and settle. This is exactly the same as the end of this exercise, standing and settled. Lift the hands. The hands come up to the height of the throat. Sink the body. Sink the shoulders. Drop the hands. Feeling is like a stone just dropping through the water. The hands just drop. All the muscles in the body are softening and settling. And the thumbs again by the sides. Turn the left toes in. Pass the weight to the left foot. You can see I'm sitting away from the right wrist. The right hand stays where it was, and I sit away from it. A gap opens up to the right fist. I turn my waist. As I turn my waist, my shoulder turns and pulls on the arm. As I turn my waist, the shoulder turns, pulls on the arm into this position. This hand is at the height of the sternum. This hand is underneath. The right hand at the height of the sternum, the left hand underneath. Now I'm facing 3 o'clock. I move forwards. Sinking upright, 50-50. There's the posture, holding the ball. Sink onto the front foot. 100%. See my back heel comes off the ground. Now I'm 100% on the front foot. Turn to the corner. Step left. There's no weight in the left foot. Gliding, 50-50. Turn the center. Back toes come in. Drop the right arm. There's the posture of ward off left. Let's just have a look at your posture of ward off left. I just want to see what your posture looks like. So make sure your center line from your head right through to the perineum and down is right bang between the middle of your feet. So your center line, right down through the center of the body, is right in the middle. It's not over to the left foot. It's not over to the right foot. It's right in the middle. You're not forward or back. You're right in the middle. Your hips are facing straight ahead. Your shoulders are facing straight ahead. The center crease of the hand is on the center line of the body. You've got a nice round feel to the left arm. One span from the body to the elbow. Big span from the body to the elbow. The opposite hand, the right hand, the thumb on the thigh with one fist from the body. And you feel upright and settled. Yeah, surely your hand a little bit lower so it's the height of the sternum. That's it. The height should be at the height of the center of the hand is at the height of the sternum. Yeah, it's looking good. Yeah, from what I can see there is looking good. So make sure that the feet are shoulder width apart. So if you were to pull your front foot back in a straight line, you'd have shoulder distance between the heels. What you don't want, if you look at my feet, you don't want a narrow posture here because narrow is unstable. You want a nice wide shoulder width posture. So your hips underneath your feet, straight ahead. Let's go from the beginning of the fall. Waiting. Waiting for your awareness to stick and stay with your body sensations, to notice any parts of your body that can release more. Just to make sure you're not in that busy place where you're thinking about other things, but you've returned to your center line. You're aware of your upright connection. You're aware of gravity pressing you onto the ground, and you feel comfortable. Bend the knees. Pass the weight to the right foot, push the left across. turning as we move. Weight on the left foot, turn back. Weight on both feet equally. Lift the arms. Push the legs up to lift the arms. Release the legs. And sink. Turn the hips, turn the left toes in. Sit the weight back to the left foot. Turn the hips to turn the shoulder to pull on the right arm. Move forward 50-50 weight. Sink onto the front foot. Turn to the corner. Now I'm facing 1:30. The left hand lifts. Take a step forward to 12 o'clock. Glide into the posture. Turn the hips, turn the back foot in and sink. If you need to make any changes to your posture, if you're aware you may be too far forward, you may be too far back, you may be not upright, your arms may be too small. If you need to make any adjustments at the end of the posture, just check through your body and make those changes. Move forward onto the front foot. My right heel comes off the ground. Turn slightly to the left. Turn to the right. All my weight's over my left foot, so I can take a step with the heel, shoulder width, glide in. When I get to 50-50, I turn the hips, bring the back foot in and settle. I'm upright, I'm 50-50, I'm settled. The right hand is at the height of the throat this time, with the center line of the hand on the center line of the body, the hips, shoulders, gaze straight ahead, the fingers of the left in a straight line. There's no break in the wrist, in a straight line from the elbow to the middle finger, looking into the center of the hand. If you followed the straight line from the elbow to the middle finger, it would go right into the middle of the palm. Over time, you get more and more used to the accuracy of each posture. Each posture has lots and lots of details, and over time, as you do the Tai Chi exercises more and more and more, you learn both the sensations in the body, the principles of the movements, and the accuracy of each posture. When you're learning as a beginner, it's quite hard to remember all the accuracy and all the detail, and it's a little bit boring in a way. But it's an important part of it because it expands your awareness right around your whole body and makes sure that you have a tactile understanding of what your body's actually doing. So if you're asked to put your hand in front of your throat and it's always out here off your center line, you haven't got the awareness in your arm yet. You don't know what your arm's doing, but every single joint in the body, there are sensors inside the body which tell us where our body is in space. And we use this all the time because we don't bump into things when we move. When a baby eats, it hasn't got those receptors. It doesn't understand those receptors, so it misses its food and it goes onto its cheek. But as we get older and more accustomed to using the senses we have, we become better at using them, but certain parts of us don't need to get developed. We don't need to understand where certain parts of us are, so we don't develop them. Tai Chi makes us develop the whole of ourselves. So in this posture here, ward off right, shoulder width, centrally stable, upright, released, accurate posture. Go from the beginning of the form to that. Quietly waiting for the body to settle. Quietly waiting for our awareness to return to feel the sensations of the body. If you feel your mind jumping around, just concentrate strongly on the body sensation, maybe the weight of the body on the feet, maybe the plucking of the center line upwards. It'll draw your attention in a different way from the rapidly thinking mind that takes us to the future or the past. Bring us right into the present. meditation in movement. Settle, bend the knees. Gliding across, turning back, settling. Use the legs to lift. Use the legs to release. Turn the hips. Turn the left foot in. Pass the weight to the left foot. When you get over the left foot, turn. Holding the ball. All the weight on the back foot, move in 50-50. Sink onto the front foot. Now the weight's all in the front foot of the right foot. Turn to the corner, turn to 1:30. Take a step to 12 o'clock with the left. Move in. Settle. Ward off left. Move forwards. The weight's now in the right and the left foot. Turn. Facing 1:30 again. Step. Glide in. Still facing 1:30. When I get to the 50-50 posture, turn. Now I'm facing 3 o'clock and sinking and organizing the posture. Move onto the front foot, fold the front hip, sinking onto the front leg, turn to the corner. Now I'm facing about 4 o'clock. Stay on the front leg, turn back to 3 o'clock. Stay facing 3 o'clock and sit right back onto the left leg. Dropping the left hand to the hip joint. Fingers on the center line of the body. Nice straight line between the elbow and the middle finger. Turn open. Turn back, the right arm folds and the hand folds over the top like a windscreen wiper, 1/5 from the ear. Sink forwards. As I reach 50-50, the left wrist drops down on top of the right wrist. And if you look at that posture, my hips and shoulders and gaze are straight ahead. Hands are flat. One fist from the body to the wrists. They're not down here, they're not up here, they're not out here. Here. Straight line across the hands. As I sink onto the front foot, the wrists, the shoulders relax, the wrists lift to the height of the throat. It's the press, posture of press. Shoulder width, 50-50, upright, stable posture. Sink onto the front foot, press. Glide all the way back to the back foot. The hands open up as if around a tree. So the hands stay where they are, as if a tree is in this here. They get pulled open. As I move forwards, all my weight's in the back foot. As I move forwards, fingertips in the same place. I drop the elbows. Push posture. Hands, one fist apart at the height of the throat. Can I see your push postures, please? Good, good. All the hands are great. They're all straight. Nice, no break in the wrist. That's looking good. Feet are at shoulder width, which is great, and hips and shoulders straight ahead. So Shirley, just try and soften your lower back a little bit. Yeah, good, good, good. David, come upright, bring your upper body forward a little bit. Yeah, that's it. That's great. Good. Jill, don't push your wrists out. Try and have a straight line between your fingertips and your elbows. It's as if your hands are just resting on. Yes, that's it. That's it. And Amanda, just drop your elbows so the elbows are dropped in this position. Yeah, that's it. That's push. So the arms are at 90 degrees. Great. Excellent. Let's go from the beginning of the form to there. Sinking, both knees bend, weight goes to right foot, left foot out, shoulder width. As you pass across, you turn, staying upright, and you turn back, hands open, thumbs on the thigh now. Hands lift as you push up, Breathe in, hands release. As you breathe out, settle. Maintaining your alignment, turn the hips. Left toes turn in, sit back to the left. Turn to face 3 o'clock. Sink forwards, 50-50. Sink onto the front foot. Turn to 1:30. Step left, glide in. Turn. Move on to the left foot, turning slightly, left hand palm down. Turn, staying on the left foot, facing 1:30. Step, glide in. Turn. Ward off right. Move on to the front foot, turn to 4 o'clock. Stay on the front foot, turn back to 3. Sit back, facing 3 o'clock. Turn to 1:30, all the weights on the left foot. Turn back facing 3 o'clock. 1 fist from the ear, the left fingers, 1 fist from the ear. Glide into press, 50-50, hands flat across the body. Sink onto the front foot, press. Glide back. All the weight in the left. Sink forwards, push position. Fingertips at the height of the throat, 1 fist apart. Centrally stable, upright and relaxed. Sit back away from the fingertips. All the weight over the left, turn the hips. My right toes are turning with the hips. My shoulders are turning, my hands are turning, so the whole body turns as a unit. Pass the weight back to the right foot, drop the left hand underneath. Hold a hook, form a hook, which is all the fingers touching the thumb. Draw in the toes of the left, there's no weight in the left foot. Sink, turn to the corner and step. Glide in. Square, posture, single whip. I'm facing 9 o'clock, the hips and the shoulders and the gaze straight ahead to 9 o'clock. The left hand exactly the same as the push position, but now it's facing this way round. The right hand is facing 12 o'clock, all the fingers touching the thumb, the wrist and the shoulder at the same height, with the elbow just 2 fingers below. Now I said there are lots of details in the form, and there are, and you have to try and remember them. And the best way to remember the details is to do the form again and again. And especially, you can relax out of the posture, especially to do the form after this class. Because after this class, you'll be fresh in your mind. You'll be hopefully a little bit more relaxed, more meditative, more listening to yourself, and you'll be able to go over it by yourself. And when you do it by yourself, you'll learn. When I tell you what to do, I'm refreshing you, I'm remembering for you, if you like. When you do it yourself, you start to learn, your body starts to learn, you start to feel the sensations of the form, you start to feel what it should feel like for yourself to do. And then that becomes like a snapshot. So next time you go into the posture and it's not quite right, you've got that tension in the shoulder, it feels different to how I was doing it before, and you can kind of adjust yourself accordingly. So my advice, a few minutes of exercise yourself really helps. And I'll send you the recording from this session. So if you do forget, you can go over it and remind yourself. But the best is to try and do a few minutes every day and to try and get the feeling of this Tai Chi into your body and your mind. Because the benefits, and there are so many benefits of Tai Chi, come from that constantly changing from this frantic busyness to this kind of settling in ourselves. And the method for doing that is to do a practice that is both mind and body, uses both mind and body together. And that's how Tai Chi works. So let me see how long we've got left. Great. We've got about 13 minutes, which is perfect. It's nice to have this class a little bit longer than we had it before the summer. So let's go through the form again. I want to go on a little bit more. I know that's difficult, Anne, because these are all new moves. Do the best you can. Do the best you can to follow what we're doing, and you can always replay the videos, or use the whole video of the whole of the form that's shot from different angles, and you can see these postures better. Okay, let's go from the beginning of the form. Take as long as you need in your own practice. Obviously, in a class, I decide when we start. In your own practice, you'll know for yourself. You'll know for yourself when you found that place of, here I am. That's the moment you're looking for, of just, I'm rested, I'm grounded, I'm settled. My mind and my body feel they've come together and are doing the same thing. My mind isn't wandering off, my body isn't trying to do something else. They've joined together. There's a connection between listening to myself, being in my body being released, and my mind filling my whole body. Connect. Start the form. Holding the ball facing 3 o'clock. I'm going to turn, step to 12 o'clock with the left foot. Ward off left. Moving on to the left foot, we're going to turn, staying on the left foot, step to 3 o'clock with the right. Ward off right. Move all the way to the left foot. Turn open. Staying on the left foot, turn back. Facing 3 o'clock, move in 50-50 to press. As we sink onto the front foot, we press. Sit all the way back. Move in for the push posture. Sinking onto the front foot, we push. Sit back, away from the fingertips, all the weight on the left foot. Turn. Pass the weight back to the right foot. Drop the left hand underneath, form a hook. Turn. Draw in the toes. Step. Move into the 50-50 and square facing 9 o'clock. Single whip. I'm going to go over that little bit of movement facing a different direction so you can see it more clearly. So we went from push, have a look. I'm going to face you when I do it. So this is the push. This is facing 3 o'clock. I sit back away from the fingertips. I leave them exactly where they are. All my weight now is over the left foot. So when I turn my center, when I turn my hips, my shoulders turn. When I turn my hips, my right toes come in. All my weight is over the left foot. Turn. Turn my toes in. Tip. Here's a sneaky tip. Turn your right toes in as far as they can go. It'll make it much easier to do the next step. Pass all the weight back to the right foot. As you take the weight out to the left, you can pivot on the ball of the left foot. Drop the right hand underneath. Form a hook. Turn, lift the fingers of the left. Draw in the toes, take a step. Move away from the hook and square and drop into the posture of single whip. It's normally facing 9 o'clock. I'll do it once facing this way. from the push. Sit away from the fingertips. As your body sits away, the arms elongate. You don't have to push the hands out to get them to elongate. You just sit your body away from the fingertips and the arms naturally elongate. Body's now over the left foot. When I turn, the hips, the shoulders and the right toes turn together. Pass the weight back to the right foot. Drop the left hand underneath and form a hook. Turn. As you turn, the left fingers lift because the shoulder's going this way, the hips are going this way. Step. Move away from the hook. You can see the hook stays exactly where it is. You move away from it, turn and settle into the posture. Shoulder width. Facing 9 o'clock. Hips, shoulders, upright, relaxed posture. Let's go from push. I'm just going to check the time. 7 minutes. Push is facing 3 o'clock. Shoulders are relaxed. Body's upright. 50-50 in the legs. Shoulder width step. So the front foot is facing 3 o'clock. The back foot's somewhere out to the corner, but I've got shoulder width. Always shoulder width between the feet. Push. One fist between the fingers at the height of the throat. The arms at 90 degrees with the elbows dropped. One span between the body and the elbows. Sit back. Upright, releasing. Sit back away from the fingertips, the arms straighten. Turn. Pass the weight back to the right foot. Drop the left hand underneath, form a hook. Turn and lift the left fingertips to the wrist. Draw in the left toes. So all your weight is now 100% on the right. So you can take a step with the heel, very light, you're not falling into it, you're taking a very light step. Then your weight comes into the front foot until you're 50-50. Turn the hips, settle into single whip. Moving forwards, see the heel of the right comes off the ground, turn to the corner, lifting hands. Drop the hands, turn open, fold, step to the corner, shoulder stroke. Move on to the right foot. Heel comes off the ground, all my weight's on the right. Turn, drop the left hand down the outside of the body, lift the right arm, pull in the left toes, and settle into the posture. Those last few moves we'll do over the next week or two. I know a few of you know those moves already, so I'm just going to demonstrate them. So if you watch this recording, you can learn the postures from doing it. I wouldn't expect you to learn it now. We've done a lot in this class so far, but I'm going to demonstrate those last moves from single whip. But because you can't see them because they're behind, I'm going to start facing this way. From single whip, I move my weight onto the front foot. I turn to the corner. All my weight's in the left. I draw the toes in. I sink and push the heel out. Lifting hands, palms up at 45 degrees. Turn. Turn back and fold the left hand, one fist from the ear. Right hand protecting the groin. Step to the corner, shoulder stroke. Hands on the center line of the body. Move on to the front foot, turn to the corner. Turn back, white down with the left arm. Lift up the right arm, opening up. Bring in the ball of the left foot and sink. White crane, spreads wings. Upright, all the weight on the right foot. One span from the thumb to the brow. The left hand, the thumb is on the thigh. I'll just do it again back here, so you can see the whole posture rather than being too close. From single whip. Sinking forwards, the heel comes off the ground. I'm 100% in my left foot. Turn, draw in the toes, push out the heel. Drop the hands and turn. Turn back, fold. Step to the corner, shoulder stroke. Move on to the front foot, folding the hip and turning as the weight comes onto the right. Turn back. And release and sink. White crane spreads wings. All the weight in the right foot. If I pull this foot back, it misses the right. I'm going to just unmuting everybody. Look, it's hard to teach the moves on Zoom. I get that. It is really difficult to put them across, which is why I wanted to do it, so that when you get the recording, you can stop it, pause it, go through it and let it kind of sink in a bit. Because sometimes the directions we're doing it in are confusing on Zoom. So I appreciate that, but I'm trying to do it the best I can so you've got a chance to really gather it. Yeah. Normally in a class, I teach one move a week, then the following week revise it. So every 2 weeks we do a new move. I just want to get up to this particular part of the form, and then that's what we'll do. We'll do one move every 2 weeks because we've got a nice group of people. We've got enough people to want to move on with the form, committed to it. So that's my plan. So once we've got to this new move, which is white crane spreads wings, everybody feels okay with that. Then we'll slow it down a bit and do one move. We'll look at principles and a new move every week, and that gives a new move every other week. That gives you a chance to practice that move, to get back to me, see if there are any questions, and start to move ahead in a way that feels comfortable for you, right? Rather than too rushed or too kind of too slow as well. So trying to find the right balance. Okay, good. Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Great, excellent, good. I know Sue really wants to rush ahead and do more form. It's always in the class, she's like, let's do a new move. And it's trying to find that balance that's right for everybody. And I know Aaron's just joined us, so it's kind of trying to find a way that we can kind of get to a place where we can move as a group together. That's my plan for it. I think we're here with Zoom for a little bit longer, you know, so.
You're going fast compared to how Chen Nanqing learned it, aren't you?
How fast did he learn it?
Well, I meant they only did the first, they spent, was it 6 months on the first 3 moves?
Yeah, I think you had to sweep the floor for 3 years before that, Rose.
Yeah, so I always think it's really funny, and people say, I want another move. And how would you, and they did it day in, day out, didn't they?
Yeah.
And they, if you learn the first 3 moves or whatever it was, 3, 4 moves, you know, the rest is easy. So they come from them.
When I
Don't feel badly.
22 years ago, I was working with Wiki Jin, who's my teacher now, and we had a 10-day training, and we did 2 exercises in 10 days.
Oh.
Right? But I can tell you, the principles he brought into those exercises were phenomenal. And although the outside shape was only 2 exercises, he worked through all the principles in those 2 exercises. So yes, there's tons of moves you can do, but if you're doing moves and the principles aren't there, it's only half cooked in a way. You want to make sure you understand the principles, you feel the principles, and you feel the shapes of the moves as well.
As I've got to go. Thanks,
Okay.
Luke.
Yeah, let's leave it there for this week. Thanks a lot.
Bye, everybody.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.